morning, my name is Peter Jasinger, President of the Volkswagen Beetle Owners Club. Today is indeed a great day for us because we have inaugurated the Volkswagen Pageant 2019. This is in coincidence with the World Volkswagen Day celebration, which was planned in June. However, with the country's situation, we decided to have a static display of Volkswagens. So as you would see, we have today over 60 Volkswagen Beetles which have already come for the event. We will have over 100 Volkswagens by this afternoon, and the pageant will consist of the very first imports of Volkswagens to Sri Lanka. In fact, next to me are the very first few imports of Volkswagens which arrived in the country, the famous split-screen Volkswagen Beetles. Quite a few of them were imported initially by the Karan Samarasinger and Company, which is better known as Carmart. They were the agent for Volkswagen and Peugeot in Sri Lanka. So today it's great to see the split glasses, to the ovals, to the sloping lamps, to the later day Volkswagen 1300s, 1302s and 1303s. The new Beetle also has joined us, along with the luxurious Carmen Gears, variants and the much sought after Volkswagen vans as well. As you would see, the membership are a fine array of ladies and gentlemen of different ages. The Volkswagen is a car which has a varied amount of members. Some of them are very young, some of them are very old. And one thing we do here is we make sure that the Volkswagen family meets at least once in 3 months. So enjoy the day's activities. Today we have brought in a sort of a summer holiday effect to it. We have also told the members to have somewhat like a swap meet where they can sell their old parts. And if you notice, most of them have brought their old parts. And you will see the ambience of Volkswagen and friendliness around it. So that is what we plan to do today. Where I am standing is with the senior members of the Volkswagens, the very first imports which came in 1953 onwards. And an array is lovely, it's beautiful. It's nice to see so many old Volkswagens in mint condition.
Hi, I'm Robert Vamadevan, owner of 7 Volkswagens. I've been using Volkswagen since 1972 and I've been enjoying driving. And now I am a collector of classic Volkswagen. So one of the best cars I have is the Carmen Gear, which is a bit rare in this country. And I'm a mechanical engineer by profession, so I maintain these to the best of my knowledge. And again, still collecting some more Volkswagens, Beetles. They have got 1954 models, 58, 60, 1302, 1303. Like that, 7 different cars I have. So one thing is now, after retirement, it's a good hobby for people like me. My family lives in Australia, so this is the family now. The cars are my family, and at home, all about 20 cars parked, with including other makes as well, MGs and Triumphs and things like that. Okay, that's all about to say. Wish you all good luck with the Volkswagen Club.
I'm gonna take my troubles on the highest hill, up on a mountain, 'cause I've had my fill. I'm gonna take my troubles and let them roll, roll, roll down that slope that's inclined to free my soul. I'm gonna let it roll.
I'm here participating in the Volkswagen Beetle Owners Club get-together. Today we have got many cars coming back from early 1950s to the 1975. After the time, of course, we have got new cars as well, but majority of the cars are the Beetles, the Beetle Owners Club. So I have on my side, there are 3 cars here which were imported by the former agent Carmart in 1953-54. So these were the first batch of cars which came to Sri Lanka. And these cars, you can see, they are like brand new cars, repaired, restored and looked after like small children. So I Actually, what I'm going to talk is very simple, how to maintain all these VW cars, old cars. It's very simple. The older cars are not like the new cars. It's less complicated, so it's very easy to maintain. But of course, you have to use a little tender love and care. You have to see that the oil is changed at the correct time. Of course, there are, on the suspension, there are many grease points in the older cars, because you get kin pins on these, not the ball joints, not very few ball joints. So you have to have a bit of lubrication from time to time. So I would suggest every 500 kilometers you give one shot of grease. That will give the car a very long service without any replacement of parts. Of course, we find it very difficult to get parts for these cars now because they are not being manufactured, but still there are mechanical parts you can get. The body parts is the issue, a little difficult to get, but still there are like countries like South America, they make cars, VW parts.
I'm a man in a hurry, gotta keep moving on. Yes, I'm a man in a hurry, gotta keep moving on. Ain't got no time to be satisfied. Put my hands in my pockets, loose changes, all I find.
Actually, this car was owned by my father. He bought it in 1957 as it was brought into Sri Lanka from Germany as a brand new car, and I was only 3 years old. And when this car was brought, I just vaguely remember it. Some family members started clapping because it was a brand new car being driven home. And then gradually I also started going to school, and then as time went on, I started developing a liking towards the car. And with this car, I used to then, I couldn't drive, but at that time, I used to push it out with household assistants' help out of the garage, wash it, and then get it built up and push it back into the garage. That is how I started.
Ain't got no time to be satisfied. No time to be satisfied.
But before I could really start driving, my father, because of his official duties, he wanted to get a newer car and decided to sell this one much against my wishes. But well, on the day that it was sold, I thought to myself, well, if I get half an opportunity, I will somehow or other get hold of this car one day. So anyway, I joined the Air Force after my schooling, all that. And one day, very many years later, on my way to Kataragama, whilst returning, on my way back to Colombo, I gradually saw a glimpse of this car in Hungama, close to Matara. And I looked at it, but it was parked under a porch of a house, but I didn't want to ask the owners because he might say with a crazy guy to come and ask for the car whether it's being sold. But anyway, I went back to Colombo, and as I was working at Shin Nippon Air Technologies, Japanese firm.
And let them roll, roll, roll down that slope that's inclined to free my soul.
So from this Japanese company, again I went down south. This time I took my mother along, and my mother herself used to drive this car very much in Kandy. And then on our way back, I slowed down at Hungama to see. Fortunately for me, I saw this car parked next to this house where I saw it the previous year, inside a garage. That was a public holiday. There was hardly any rotation, so I got down. And as I got down, I asked my mother, can you have a look at that Volkswagen? Then she said, that is 131416. I never thought I'll see it in my life again. So I just told her to stay on, and I went and had a look at it. I needed quite a good renovation was needed. But then now I had known where the car is, and from my company, Shin Nippon Air Technologies, there was an engineer who used to come from Hungama. So I requested him to ask from the owner whether he would like to sell it. But of course, I told him never to mention the Hulangam name, because the book will show that my father is the first owner. So anyway, he went and negotiated but never mentioned my name and said the owner was willing to sell it because he was doing some house renovations. So fortunately, I was able to buy it off him, and with great difficulty I brought the car back to Gaul, and because it needed some attention to be brought back to Colombo.
Show me a man that hopes not to be known. Life is a journey full of its own wrongs.
At Gaul, there was a elderly garage owner. He said he can do the basics and give it to run to Colombo, and I was attending to it, and I needed a razor for one of the wheels, and then I couldn't get it in Gaul. Then he said there is another gentleman close by to this place that he deals in old Volkswagens and other vehicles. He might have a razor to it. So I got his advice and went to him, and I went to his garage, which was not close by, which was very close by to the garage which was being done up. And as I approached him for this rate, he asked me, of course the car was not with me when I went to this person's house. He said, are you the gentleman who drove in that Volkswagen this morning across Gaul? I said yes. At once he got so very annoyed, and he used a rather filthy word and said, did he sell it to you? Did he dash sell it to you? I said, yes. Then I knew that his mood was getting worse, and then I said, look, I'll show you the book of the car that will show that the first owner is my father, and now I have bought it over. Then his attitude turned around completely. He said, I went a week ago to offer it, but that person refused to sell it to me. So maybe he said, it was your providence to have got this car to your hand. I will help you to start ever. I managed to get the spare, and then went back to Colombo, and I of course did an extensive overhaul. And here it is with me now for well, I think 15 years, doing again second innings after my father's innings.
I'm a man in a hurry, gotta keep moving on. Yes, I'm a man in a hurry, gotta keep moving on. Ain't got no time to be satisfied. Put my hands in my pockets, loose changes, all I'm fine.
I was born into a Volkswagen Beetle family. My father had a 1957, and it was in our family till 1994. And in 2000 I started looking for that car, but I never got the car. So I was after another Beetle, and I came across this one. And it was unmolested, a genuine Beetle where all the bits and pieces were there. So I bought it over and restored it 8 years ago. And this is it now, 8 years later, and I'm so proud that I have it. It still runs on 6 volts. Engine, chassis, everything is original. Every single part is original, 1954. So that's my story about this Beetle. I have actually 2 Beetles. The other one is the new shape. That is a 2000 to 2008 model. It's a 2-liter engine. So my wife drives the Beetle, the other Beetle, and I'm hoping that it will continue with my son, where Beetle will be part of us, even if I'm no more, right? So this is my pride. This is my pride. It's kept covered. I only take it out for events like this. I'm actually scared to put it out on the road. So I would invite you to come and have a look at it and tell me what you think about this car.
Yeah, hi, so this is my Volkswagen Beetle. It's 1966, and yeah, it's basically it's a bit of a rare vehicle because this model, it's a 66, so it comes with a 1200 body, but it has a 1300cc engine in it. That's the rare spec. Yeah, so we bought this car about 2 years ago, and it was owned by this 86-year-old gentleman who had used the car for like 45 years. He was the second owner, so we're the third owner of the vehicle. And yeah, basically, yeah, we all have like a love for cars, so we start her up every day, and yeah, and we haven't done anything, we haven't restored her yet, but in a few months' time, we're going to remove her completely apart and to the last nut, and then completely restore her to all the original specs. But so far, everything on the car is original, including the seats. Yeah, everything is original. And yeah, we start her up once a week. We try to drive her out, but the heat in Sri Lanka is a bit crazy, so it's a bit difficult to drive her out often. But yeah, we at least start it or move it around in our garage.
Thank you. Today we are here at the Volkswagen Beetle Club pageant. We have nearly 100 cars here from 1953 to the 70s, and we are very happy that we managed to get a lot of older cars, the real vintage and classic cars, starting from 53 onwards, the split glass Beetles and oval glass Beetles, and some nice vans and Kamangias here. So everybody is enjoying themselves. So again, for everybody who's here,